Hey everybody, it's Mark here with the Perfect Portfolio, and we're talking to Jodie Ohr today. And we just wanted to, talk to you today about how you are enjoying the Perfect Portfolio class, and maybe you can just give us a little bit about your background, just so we can learn more about your background and how it relates to financial literacy or doesn't.
Yeah, sounds good. So I have been in tech for, we'll just say over 20 years. I don't want to date myself too much, but it's got nothing to do with financial literacy. But I work in tech marketing, specifically analyst relations. So just making sure that the big analyst firms like Gartner and Forrester and IDC are aware of what my company is doing and um, kind of take marketing from that perspective. So from a financial literacy perspective, I've just done what most probably Americans have done, like shove everything as much as you can into your 401k, hope for the best, work on your credit score, all the things that, your books say we're all taught to do and we all follow like sheep and do that. So I sort of came into, or you came into my orbit with one of your books on taxes, and I learned about IULs. I had no idea that these things existed.
Yeah.
And so I reached out about that, and kind of one thing led to another, and enrolled in your class. It's been phenomenal.
Cool, awesome. Well, that's great. Well, so let me ask you. So everyone's got some sort of journey of, of trying to get financially educated. What does your overall journey look like on getting financially literate in the past? Was it classes? Was it courses? Was it anything like that?
Um, so all of my 401ks have been with Fidelity, and they offer some occasional webinars.
Yeah.
So that, and just very, very from a distance, kind of followed the market. Is it going up? Is it going down? How's my balance doing? What do I do about it? And honestly, I just kind of put everything into a target retirement date fund.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, that's been the crux of it. So, save more than you spend, just kind of the basics there. So nothing too advanced.
Okay, cool. Sort of like the Dave Ramsey approach, I guess you could say. I don't know if you follow Dave or something like that, but
More debt than Dave Ramsey would like, but
ah,
yeah,
yeah.
generally speaking, yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. So and then you came across these levels of financial literacy in the course. Well, obviously one is I don't know anything. Level two is I save money, get good credit. Level three, save money, get good credit, max out my 401k to save on taxes, get a
Yeah.
Roth IRA and index funds. And then there's level four, which is using other people's money. Where did you enter the course, and what level did you think you were at when you came into the course?
So I would have to say definitely level 3.
Okay.
Just, I have used other people's money, so to speak, in investment real estate before, but nothing near the advanced strategies that your course teaches and that I've learned. And it had a pretty high hassle factor for me back then. So I actually let go of all of our investment properties and had not done anything there. So because of your course, I'm reconsidering that. And we'll probably look at corporate investing, real estate investing, and maybe taking another stab at that. But I would say too, probably the biggest wake up call for me in this course has been, financial. Your finances are really more about possibilities. So it's not just getting the biggest balance you can or doing something really quick. It's really about, for me, what can I do in the future? What are my options? Do I really have to wait till I'm, 65 or 70 to retire? Is there an option to do that earlier? I didn't think that there was before this class.
Okay.
And honestly, because of the possibilities that I'm learning in the course, I've learned that there are such a thing as securities-backed loans. I had no idea. So if I wanted a big chunk of money that I didn't have before, I would like maybe a 401k loan is a good option, but that reduces the principal balance. But in a securities-backed loan, it doesn't. Your money continues to work for you. So that was extremely eye-opening for me. And then also just the approach to kind of your overall investment strategy. I would put everything in my 401k, and it was just like this 100% lump of investment.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm kind of breaking it up into the perfect portfolio, and hey, 75% of that should be solid You don't want to mess with it. You don't want to see huge fluctuations. But the other 25%, you can feel comfortable as much as your risk tolerance will allow to consider, speculation. So that's been a blast. I had never kind of played with money before.
Yep.
And so I'm learning about AI and what that might look like in the financial markets, and some other ways that you can kind of speculate where you can feel comfortable in, putting a little bit more money at risk, but the bulk of your funds are really very safe. And the IUL too has to play into that because, I've learned long-term care can just it'll tap you out. I mean, you're done if you aren't
Oh, it
ready
is.
for long-term care in the future.
Yeah.
And so just that peace of mind, I think, has been another great possibility that we've sort of walked into because of the course. So
Cool.
it's really been a positive experience for us.
Cool. So it sounds like you're more financially secure or confident. Is that what? See?
100%. So I'm not one that's going to go yank out a bunch of money and, retire in 2 years. Might be kind of fun, but probably not a good long-term strategy. But just the possibilities that you could, pull money from one family bank and, invest it into another, and use the dividends and the increase in asset value to make a huge difference in your own life. It's really opened the door to all these possibilities of things that we could do. So we're having a lot of fun with that, and just trying to figure out what we want our next step to be
Cool.
outside
All
of
right.
the robots.
Oh yeah, yeah. AI investing is probably the most exciting part of this course in the future for sure. So when you walked in the course, your idea was, I'm going to retire in how many years, right? I don't know if it
Probably
was
another 15,
15 years. Okay, so you said,
Yeah.
hey, maybe 15 years I can retire with X amount of lifestyle. So as that number come forward, where you could not work if you wanted to, you kept working, let's say, but you didn't have to, and then what's changed on your expectations of when you would not have to work, and more of the lifestyle
Yeah.
if you didn't.
I think I can cut that in half. So
Yeah.
instead of 15 years, I can see a path to 7 for sure, and maybe even 5 if I'm, my speculation portion does really well, then much earlier. So it's really exciting. It really is about possibilities and making your money work for you, overnight, long term, and having that solid plan in place.
Awesome. Well, I know you've been a huge fan of like talking to other people and saying, hey, you got to go learn this stuff. And now that as you make more money, a lot of people go, well, who else do I want to help? Is there certain people, organizations, churches, charities, or something that you'd want to help?
Yeah. So I'm on the board of a nonprofit that I'm extremely committed to and have been for the last 5 years. And I can absolutely see a way where I can support them much, much more closely, not
Yep.
only with funds, but eventually I'll have more time, right? Because I won't have to work until I'm 65 or 70 years old.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of things I think that the possibilities have sort of stepped forward throughout this process.
Cool. Well, definitely. Well, it's been a pleasure working with you, and just I learn from my students as much as my students learn from me, and that sort of thing. And let's make a note that you realize that if you take a charity or a foundation or a church, and they get access to a AI bot, I mean, just imagine what that could do for the charity in the future. I mean, like automate their income. We even talk about,
Yeah,
I mean, like
yeah, that would be
automate
very
their income.
interesting. I hadn't thought about that yet, Mark.
Yeah, totally. I mean, as we cover it in the church, it's like we wanted to make, charities themselves automate their income so the charity can expand and do better things in the world. So, like I said, I say it all the time: pay less taxes, be more charitable, and let's just, we got a lot to do, and I'm excited to see you retire financially independent in 3 years. I mean, you just
Right.
5,
Oh,
I'm
man.
for 3. Okay, all right. Well,
Moving it
awesome.
forward.
Awesome. Great to see you today, and look forward to seeing you in the next classes coming up.
Sounds great, Mark. See you next week.